Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We made it.
We
Cheers.
did. Cheers, James. Thank you
Cheers.
so much for having me over in the
Hospitality?
Hospitality, that's the word that...
That's amazing that you say that because the international sign of hospitality is pineapple, and it comes up a lot. And now you hear it like more and more. You'll start seeing pineapples and stuff like that. But thank you very much. Yeah, hospitality.
I worked in the food industry a while back, and honestly, I do remember that. That was like their international symbol.
Right? See, if I got a tattoo, maybe I would get a pineapple. That's what it is. I got to remember that. Thank God we're recording that because I always forget. If you got a tattoo, what would you get?
I literally would get everything.
I don't know, like Woody Woodpecker or...
I would get a Woody Woodpecker.
That's right?
I got a lot of crazy tattoos, though.
Yes.
Like this one, I just peeled that crazy wrapper I had on it today, and that's why it looks so wild.
Like during the day, what is it like when you say to yourself, you know what I could really go for is some pain? What?
Dude, that's like the worst part.
What time is it usually when you do that?
So there has been times, especially with getting tattooed, that somehow it's therapeutic. You go through a therapy. When people go through a mental, like everyone has their great moments and their horrible moments and all up and downs through life. Sometimes when you're at your low moment,
need pain?
you go and get a tattoo. You know, break up with a girlfriend, this happens in your life, so-and-so dies. Dude, somehow going through that, it helps you, like, I don't know, bring out a new you.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I've heard it a billion times on, like, all those ink shows on TV, and my friends in the tattoo industry, even people I know get tattooed a lot, they say it.
I wonder if the tattoo artist would think, like, man, I wish that stuff would... like wash away, so they would have to come back and I'd have to do it again, you know?
No, I'm pretty sure there's artists out there that are like, you know, I could probably get through this much more and almost finish this, but I'm like, we're going to cut this session a little short so therefore they have to come back and pay again. I'm sure it's just like that.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the art. I mean, it's beautiful and stuff like that. That's a skill. That's a skill. That's what's cool about tattoos, I guess. You know.
Yeah, one of my friends actually had it just like that. He was super into art. He actually got his graphic design degree, and he went super hard into that. And then he ended up going to the tattoo. So he was already an artist before he got into tattooing. Got into tattooing, kind of fell off on it for a little bit. Left, went, did movie scenes, backgrounds, and a whole bunch of
production.
Yeah, a whole big
cool.
thing once again, but still always in art. Then he fell in love with tattooing again and came back. So it's like this whole cool story.
That is cool.
Mhm.
Like, is he from around here in Chicago?
Mhm. He's in Crystal Lake.
Nice. Okay. So
Shout out Danny Smith.
Nice.
Monster Inc.
Well, guess if I'm ever getting a tattoo.
That's where you probably want to go.
No piercings or anything like that.
I've had
Uh,
the gauges.
Were you inspired by like the National Geographics we used to have at home?
Well, I didn't do the neck stretching.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Or the lip growing.
No.
But I did the ear growing with holes.
Yeah.
So funny how that came about. So I always had my ears pierced since I was 7th and then 8th grade. And then as I got older, gauging became super popular. And as I started listening to more rock music and it started going harder.
I could kick ass at this.
I was like, this is something I could do. But I did it so late because everyone else had already done it. And I was like, oh man, I should probably do gauges. And I started doing it. And then once I have to, like, for a little bit at work, you remember, I had to take them out. And I was, like, upset. I was like, no, they're going to close up and I'm going to look soft again. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's become a part of me now, 100%.
Like, imagine what tribe you were from that, I think that's, like...
What tribe I'm from?
Yeah. That would, like... You know, think about you and me in ancient times or something like that. Like,
dude, I've already thought about, like, what we should talk about, like, how our name is going to be. It's, like, polar opposites or something, like,
would I be making potions
opposites.
or something like that? Or you would be the dick on the horse that freaking rolls through town Tune's cranking. Who knows where they're coming from?
100%, that's me. That's 100% me. You know what's crazy? I thought about this the other day, of course, while driving. I was like, I remember being a little kid, and like before I had tattoos, I didn't feel like it was more like me. But now that I have tattoos, I don't know, the more I get, the more, I don't know, confident I feel as myself. It's really weird.
That's strange.
I told you the story when I was younger. I used to put all like the little fake ones all over myself, and the people in the neighborhood, their parents were like, "Don't play with that kid. He's scary."
No, here comes 7-year-old Tyler, all tatted up down your street
with a Tracy McGrady jersey, and it was.
Where did you grow up? That's Carpentersville, right?
Gurney. I grew up in Gurney.
What? I thought you were from Carpentersville.
No, I moved to Carpentersville when I was 16.
I met some cool people from Gurney.
Yeah, man. I lived there from Gurney from like 2 to 16. So I moved a lot around that area. Sometimes I lived like the Waukegan side, the Grays Lake side, the Wildwood. Like there's a bunch of little areas in there. And Gurney's a pretty big area.
Yeah.
But everybody knows it from Six Flags.
Yeah, you ever roll through there and they're like, hey, there's Six Flags and you're waving, and all of a sudden you get this stench of like, what the is that? Oh, we're just in Gurney.
Yeah, it's not that great, especially if you're driving and you keep going towards the Waukegan side.
Yeah.
That's where it
they
gets
need to clean that up a little bit.
Yeah. It's definitely a wilder part of town.
What kind of things are you involved in, like as far as your like community? Or like as your person. Like,
what do I do?
Yeah.
I work out, I
work out. What's like why don't you just do push-ups at home or something like that?
I don't know, it wouldn't be the same.
You need like it's like a social activity, right? Kind of.
See, if I had it, I like it where there's less people at the gym. I don't like talking to anybody or like anything like that. My favorite thing to do is have like the headphones. Same.
Yeah.
Same. I don't want to talk to anybody. I feel bad that people are forced to talk to us every single day.
But don't you have that guy that's carrying around his sports drink all over the place and like looking for a water cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little excessive.
Yeah. It's a social activity to some people. It's weird. Just stay home and do some pull-ups or some sit-ups or.
There's always those people that just walk around and try to talk to you like, hey man, I like your ink. You want to talk? I was like, oh fuck.
Oh dang! Really?
People do that. I'm on the stepper like 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's
just working my ass off, and this guy next to me who's in like hiking boots and jean shorts leans over and he goes, hey bud, who does your ink? And I was like, oh shit, I don't want to talk to this guy right now. But of course, that's exactly what I have to do because
I blame your marketing.
Yeah, I screwed up. I should have I should have got other tattoos and be like, don't talk to me while I'm at the gym on the stepper. Oh, it happens, and there's nothing you can really do about it. See, this is like one of those things that I try to get people to like warn off. If I don't want to be talked to that day, you just wear a scum hat or something, and people will move away. They tend to not talk to you if you wear stuff like that. Sometimes I do that on purpose because our job is entirely about talking to people all the time. And I gotta be honest, sometimes even me, Tyler, talk too much McMillin, wants his alone time. I do.
Understood.
At the gym, you definitely want your alone time.
Yeah.
You get your headphones on, and as soon as you get in like your little groove, the rest of the world doesn't even like. And you also get to do a lot of like mental thinking, which I think is super important. Sometimes you do a lot of self-reflecting when you're sitting there working your ass off at the gym. You get to that point where you want to give up or something, but you know you got 15 more minutes of cardio, and you're like, "Geez, this sucks," but you know you can do that extra 15, and it helps out in a lot of other instances as well.
I think this is my gym. one person at a time. But it's like messing with wires and plugging them here, and then it's an AV geek thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that would do to me?
I work out.
My brain would sweat. I would hurt myself. I would never want to be trapped in a place where somebody's like, can you figure out this wiring somehow and what plugs into what? When I had to move desktops at work,
yeah,
I was pissed.
Man.
I was so pissed. I was like, oh, this is so stupid. You're like, just look at whatever's there. And oh no, because that idiot came over.
Which one?
You know his name. I don't know if we're allowed to drop names on this
No.
and be bombing on people all the time.
We're in the corporate studio, so.
That's true. Yeah, this will go live one day, and people will see this.
Yeah. We work at, man, could you imagine us on a telethon?
It would be awful. Be like, hey guys, list sucks. Call in.
Yeah, I've done that before, like as a prop. It works pretty good, man.
People call in?
Yeah.
Is it? Do you have a?
But
live
there's no
feed?
phone line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say because I
Amazing.
don't think anybody would call me.
You can present that as in like.
Like people have my
like a
cell phone now
backdrop.
and they don't call me.
Yeah. Which
So
is,
they wouldn't.
I'm cool with people not calling me.
You don't even have a cell phone.
Not really. It's like an
not real.
iPod or something
It's
like
not
that.
It's so bizarre to me. That's
Yeah.
something I've never been able to wrap my head around. But the more I get to know you, it kind of makes more sense that you're just like you're in your own like own nectar of life.
Which is awesome. It's hard to get to, I guess. But look, yeah, let's talk about the scope of things. Like,
What's our plan with this? What's our
I mean, just right now, like, why do we find ourselves talking to each other? Like, I don't know why the fuck I work with you.
So
I
how
don't know
did,
why you like ended up in my life and we're doing something about it.
It's funny because when we first met, I never thought we'd get here. But I think sitting at our job so often, you really get to start to feel people out. And I think what made us connect was the fact that we're both assholes. But it's just like we are so
For the right reasons.
but so different as people. Like if you and I were walking into a bar together or walking in like just down the street, like just talking
Yeah,
to
I'd
each
be
other.
like, that fucking guy.
I'd be like, what the hell is this guy's shirt saying? I was like, oh my god. I would be shocked. I'd be like, this man is not gonna become my friend and we would have nothing in common at all. At all. And then we sit at work and we find ourselves laughing about things that we think should be laughed about or at least addressed, and that's our way of addressing them most of the time.
Makes it better.
It makes it
Yeah.
a lot better. It's a good way of coping with it.
And then here we are using more as soundtracks to our fresh trades. That has
Oh!
been successful.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is you've told me who has been playing that for a hot minute now. And
Yeah.
I'm
Elgin.
slacking
Elgin?
on it hard because I do like some of that song.
Yeah.
I was definitely having a blast last night in the absolute blizzard. There's snow trucks, and the roads are covered in salt now.
Yeah.
For one day. That's how bad of a blizzard we had. I ride Harleys. In my head, I'm like, no one's gonna be able to ride for the next couple of weeks because now the roads are covered in salt because of one crazy day.
There's another thing I wouldn't survive. I wouldn't survive a motorcycle. My dad got one time, and I was like, man, you should have more foot
honestly,
on the ground,
I was
Dad.
about to say, there's no
You
way
know?
you're gonna be able to do it because I know
But the cool thing is, like, he knew how to ride, or he got it home at least.
So
you know?
I knew of some girls that wanted to ride, and they ran into similar problems that they
no.
weren't either A, big enough,
Ow, my
strong.
leg! It burned me.
That was like the
I
first.
would not want to do that to
That's-
anybody. So
It's
I'm
like the
like,
first week and a half of watching that.
I don't want one.
I don't want one. I've definitely burned my leg pretty bad, and that was because I was like, oh yeah, listen to one of these other guys. It's gonna be 98 degrees. Everyone always tells you to wear jeans, and that's what you learn. Wear jeans, and I was like, it's gonna be hot. First day.
Oh my god.
You learn pretty quick. It burned, and then after that, I always wear jeans because then when if you touch it, it didn't hurt you.
I went to go get a tattoo.
After that, I went to go get a tattoo around it that said,
Yeah.
the burn. Feels the burn. Oh, that would hurt.